What's up, y'all? It's your girl V with Reality Recap here for another Tea Talk session. Today, we are talking about the latest episodes of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, which was the reunion part two. Love and Hip Hop Miami that aired yesterday, and the Valley Persian Style from last Thursday. And I will be sure to check out the new episode tonight, along with Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. But before we get into it, let's take care of the business as always. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Reality Recap 2876. It's in the link in my bios on my social media platforms on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook as well, so that you don't miss any of my live or pre recorded recaps. And follow me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, what you see down here on the bottom of the screen, reality_recap for all the trending reality news. All right. So we're going to get into it. I'm not going to be here for a long time. Just want to put my 2 cents in on how I am enjoying the reunions of Salt Lake City, my thoughts on this season of Love and Hip Hop Miami, and the reboot of Shaw's Sunset, the Valley Persian Style, because I have not shared my thoughts, but I'm definitely enjoying it this go round. So we're going to start with my fave, Love and Hip Hop Miami. Definitely enjoying this season, but not everybody's storyline is appealing to me, to be honest. I'm really only watching right now for Michael Blackson, Rada, the Nadia triangle, two women pregnant at the same time of it all. Um, Not really interested in. I feel like Tip's storyline was a flop, her trying to bring Alan's wife on, and that didn't work out because Alan is now behind bars due to some alleged sexual assault allegations from back when he was in college in Michigan that he is dealing with. So, her trying to bring Alan's wife on the show to get back at Amada just fell flat for me, and definitely given if you're not tending to your own garden and you worried about somebody else's, now she is on the show saying that her man cheated on her and she's heartbroken because she was spending all the time while he was trying to tell her, like, look, I think you should stay out of their business. Let's focus on us. She was busy focused on what was going on with Alan and all of that. And here she is crying. And I don't feel no ways tired. I'm going to just be honest. Um, yeah. Then we have Shay and her trying to change. Listen, Shay's not changing. She's gonna already always be ready to fight, and she just ain't gonna change that. I get her mother wanting her to. I ain't gonna say she never gonna change it, but I don't see it changing while she's still doing reality TV. Let me just say that. Her mother's trying to get her to change. She went on a blind date. I want her mother to stop hooking her up with her church friends' sons. Cause you gonna be out of a church home in a minute. Cause it's just not working out. So yeah, Boots came back and I was actually excited for Boots' return. But her coming in the way she did, I honestly would have rather she come in looking to resolve her issues with Bucky, or why am I calling her Bucky? Because it's Boots. That's what we know them of. But I would rather her to come on to resolve her issues with Shay, and she's not really looking to do that. The fact that she was brought on by Joy because Joy believed Gael saying that Shay was speaking poorly about her, calling her like a man stiller, not even knowing the full situation of Joy and Trick and her sister, and Shay definitely didn't say any of that. So for Joy to just believe Gael, like she's a reliable source, and then decide she's gonna bring Boots in to terrorize Shay, which is not working. I was disappointed by that. I think that production should have came up with a better introduction of Boots than this. But Boots is claiming all on social media that, she's the it girl, she's come to take Shay's job. And it's like, are you really coming to take Shay's job? Because the word on the curve is that this is the last season of Love and Hip Hop Miami. I don't so is there a job to take? I don't know. That's what Yahoo Entertainment reported. The show has bounced from VH1 to now BT. In a last minute scramble, it moved from Tuesday to Wednesday. So it is giving. That might be the end of it. We know Atlanta was on VH1 and moved to MTV, and Miami didn't follow. So I'm wondering, is this really the last season? BET has not mentioned anything about that yet, but that was what was reported before the season started by Yahoo Entertainment. So, is there a job for her to take? I have no idea, but disappointed by her return. I know they were saying that, oh, ratings are up because she's back or something like that. I don't necessarily see that. Um, Everyone seems to love in Hip Hop Miami. At least my following, at least my Facebook loves when I give them the clips, when I discuss it, when I post anything about it. It's one of the top most engaged shows on my platform. So I don't necessarily think that Boots brought some life back to the show. It was already there. Um, I enjoyed the episode with Michael Blackson and Rada, I don't know why she is idolizing this guy Kent and Kat's relationship, which seems to be some type of fetish relationship where she's a foot model and he seems to love her feet, and they have some type of open relationship agreement, which Rada is willing to have with Michael Blackson, but he's not following the rules of, he's able to hook up with girls, but shouldn't have a long-term relationship with them. And he done went out and got Nadia pregnant. The other woman that he seems to have been seeing and sleeping with for years now. So I'm disappointed in Rada, honestly, and some of her requests. I think they're ridiculous to be asking him to not have a DNA test, to completely cut Nadia and the child off. Like, if that's his child, why would you want him to do that? Especially if you've decided to stay, that means you are in agreement to deal with this situation with him. So I just think that, yeah, some of her requests have been ridiculous. She took to Instagram a day or two ago. I think I posted about 2 minutes of her video. She did a two-part video. It's about 10, 15 minutes long altogether. But I gave you guys the highlight of it because she kept pretty much saying the same things over and over again, that she came on the show to support uh Michael. She had no idea that this other woman was pregnant, that she felt like she was brought on the show to be dragged and humiliated, and she hasn't been protected, and she's been protecting him. I just feel like Rada's talking as if she's leaving him or has left him, and I don't believe that to be true. Whenever he's in Ghana or whenever he's out of the country, she is as well. Like Dutty December, I told you guys on another recap, she was out there with Yandy and Quad and the rest of the girls. Not the entire time, like we saw all of them together. They were just out one night, and it was the same time that Michael Blackson was out there. Listen, I'm just making an assumption. Don't know for sure. Haven't seen them together, but she's asking for grace, basically, as we watch her again make these ridiculous requests that he shouldn't see the child. He should cut them off completely, choose this family over that family. And it just doesn't work like that with children. So they're innocent and it had nothing to do with it. And this is the bed you made when you agreed to have this open relationship with him. Now, I know you set guidelines and boundaries, but this is always something that can occur when you agree to those type of terms in a relationship. So I don't know what she's expecting, but I told you guys I don't have no sympathy. I try to find it for her, but when I see her say those type of things, I just don't agree. And when it comes to Nadia, I really feel like she's getting the short end of the stick. We're not hearing her side of the story. It's not like, what Michael is portraying, that they're not family. She's just some girl he was sleeping with. She knows all his business. He seems to be more honest with Nadia than he is with Rada. She knew about another woman possibly being pregnant in Africa. She talked openly about knowing that Rada was having trouble having children, that they planned to have a child together because he thought that Rada couldn't get pregnant. So she seems more in the loop and he's more honest with her than he is with Rada. So I am truly interested in hearing more of Nadia's story. I definitely have reached out to her and had a conversation with her and hoping to get her on the show. I know while they're filming, it's a little bit hard with getting approvals from the network and executives and all of that to be able to do a show, but I'm definitely not looking to do no spoilers. I don't think we're going to get that in depth in her story. She's also looking to avoid drama, is what she told me. She's hesitant to do an interview because she's trying to avoid the drama or the backlash from the internet. But I definitely think there's more to the story. It's no different than what we saw with Alan and Amada and the wife. Like, there's no way he's telling both of them the truth. And she's already given us a glimpse of what he sold her. And I want to hear more of that. It's, no judgment zone. And I definitely want to hear more about that. So hopefully she's willing to do that. But I think we're not getting the full picture. We're hearing Rada's side. We're hearing Michael's side, which I absolutely don't believe at all. But I want to hear more of Nadia's story. But yeah, great season. I'm secretly hoping that this is not the end. It's my favorite franchise. Now, I will say Love and Hip Hop Miami trailer dropped this week. You guys check that out on my page. Um, Definitely looking like it's going to give it a run for its money and coming for that top spot. It's going to be a lot of drama in Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. We have so much going on there. And I can't wait. We're getting into Rashida and Kirk's son and, the unaliving of his sister's boyfriend, Kirk Frost's son and Rashida's son in the dealings of the unaliving of their daughter, Kirk Frost's daughter, Rashida's stepdaughter's rapper boyfriend. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into Rennie Rucci's boyfriend's RICO case as much as we can. It's an open legal case. So we'll see how much we get out of that. Saw Spice talking about she's married. There's so much going on. We have the ending. We know that Scrappy is no longer with his girlfriend that he brought on the show, Brittany the realtor. Looks like his baby mama, Shakira, brings some receipts about him texting her in the middle of the night that may have caused their breakup or part of it anyway. But yeah, Love and Hip Hop is still alive and well and breathing. Everybody, I see comments when I post about it, like, oh, why is this show still on? Like I said, it's top engagements on my platform. So somebody watching it, somebody enjoying it, and I'm one of them. So yeah, I'll keep covering Love and Hip Hop Miami. I think we have a few more episodes to go. And then we're going to go into Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Mm. Let's move over to Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. We had the part 2 reunion this week. I am totally disappointed. For the season to be so good, I love these ladies. I am highly disappointed by the reunion. I told you guys in the first part of the reunion where we got this whole recap and flashback. I think because they made 100 episodes or 200 episodes or something like that. They did a whole recap flashing back. I don't think it was necessary. It's not giving that this reunion needed to be 3 parts. 1 and 2 were uninteresting to me. At this point, it has already leaked that Bronwyn and Todd are separated, and that's going to be revealed in the part 3 of the reunion, but we already know that at this point, that was leaked before the reunion started. So I think mostly what turned me off in the part 2 of the reunion was the fact that there's literally no footage of what happened on this plane ride, this alleged plane ride where Meredith lost her mind and went off on Brittany and was pulling hair and screaming at her. And she wasn't arrested on the plane. There was cameramen, producers on the flight, but they weren't sitting in first class. Like, that's such a far ways away that they couldn't hear this. Everybody who always recording everything did not have their phones out. Nobody recorded this. It's disappointing. I don't understand how this storyline grew legs and it became such a big part of the season for us not to have any footage, can't verify what happened. It was a bit of a letdown. I was hoping that some footage was going to be found at the reunion. It was a womp womp. I'm also not understanding why Mary is coming for Lisa so hard. It seems a little pre-calculated in my opinion. Like, the women really don't like Lisa. They want to peg her as this person that is looking up information and making sure stories get spotlight about them. And just as a fellow Sagittarius, some of you may not believe in it. I do. We just don't got time for that. We are so worried about ourselves that we just don't have time to be digging up stories on anyone. Like, I'm so in my own lane, and I may judge what other people are doing silently. I may think about it in my head. I may talk about it with close people in my household, but I just don't see myself or Lisa spending the time to make sure that the blogs knew that Bronwyn came to the yacht late because she was worried about what was being said about her, or making sure that this scroll, this Finsta account scroll that Angie had that's supposedly associated to her number. We didn't see nothing. We didn't even get to see the text message. I told you this, the scroll is kind of done. It was cool the first time. Find something else. That was a prop flop to me. I just don't believe these things that they are saying about Lisa. How she's so dark and she's so devious and behind the scenes doing all of this. Like, well, they don't know what she does for a living. Well, I guess she's gonna show y'all, because she definitely says she's gonna take us behind the scenes of Sundance. She's the queen of Sundances and the events and the parties, and she's going to have that all documented. So there you go. Now you'll know what she does, on top of the fact that she has a successful tequila business. She curates Tequila Vita lounges, and that's what she does. And on top of the fact that she stay with a brand deal. I don't get why they so confused and trying to paint her to be the next Jen Shaw. Stop it. I'm just not here for it. And I don't understand why Mary came so hard for her. I didn't expect that, but I guess, she's the one that's going to speak up for Angie and for Heather. Heather also, I don't know what she was trying to get at, coming for Meredith and talking about, oh, we not friends from now on, because she said she squeaked or something. And she went into this whole, like, we're not friends. Yeah, so buckle up. Like, girl, ain't nobody scared of you. Please. Like, not scared of you at all. So, okay, we buckled up. And I was disappointed. So I don't know what part 3 is going to bring, but it's a disappointing reunion for such a good season. I could definitely see how Married to Medicine has now topped the ratings over Salt Lake City and Potomac, because they giving it. And I told y'all, in this reunion, not good at all. Those are really the only thoughts that I have about it. You guys tell me what you think if you're watching it. Well, and nothing really sparked my interest for part 3, but I'll definitely watch it and let you know my thoughts. Now let's talk a little bit about the Valley Persian style. I always just want to call it Shahs of Sunset, but they are so back. I've missed them. I really have missed them. I secretly wish that Mike wouldn't have done the things that he done in his life and with his, wife. He had the leaked footage, security camera footage of him, physically abusing his wife. They have since separated. She sued. a lot going on with him, and I'm sad that we can't continue to see him act the fool on our TV. He was a big part of their storyline, but I'm glad to see Gonessa back, Reza, and Mercedes. We now know that Mercedes is going through a divorce from Tommy. Watching it so far, it's like, yeah, might be time for that. He definitely makes fun of her all the time. She is bottling up what's really going on behind the scenes. I don't know how much she's gonna give us of it. We probably get more from Vida, her mama, than we do from her on how the relationship dynamic is between Mercedes and Tommy. But you can kind of see it going down that road as we continue to watch this season. Reza, still his same self, a little bit more calm, I will say, when it comes to his relationship. Adam is like a stand-in. We're not really getting into Reza and Adam's relationship. When he's in a scene, he's pretty much quiet. We don't really hear from him, and maybe that's what's best. I don't know. But yeah, and Gigi just her same all over the place self. She's now on her second failed marriage. They were only married for about 2 weeks and it was annulled. She's had a sit down with him in the recent episode and it did not go well. Apparently, he slept with one of her close friends after they had decided that they were going to get their marriage annulled, but still, it's her friend. I don't get why he doesn't see that. And she tried to have a conversation with him and it went left. I'm also enjoying the new cast members, Greg and Tannen, who are down here, where she has the blue dress and his hair is slicked back. Greg and Tannen have an interesting story to me. I don't think she's in love with him, to be honest. It feels like because early on when they were just dating, they got into a really bad car accident where she pretty much almost lost her life. And that may have made them think that, you know what, they bonded through that and they got married, but she doesn't seem interested. I know Greg doesn't make a whole lot of money, and apparently she does. So she seems to travel, hang out with her girlfriends a lot. Um, and he's not able to do those things for her, but they just don't seem like they are having a good time. I honestly don't know. I was thinking to myself, if they weren't in that like horrific car accident together, would they be together? I don't know. I don't know. Still, figuring out their dynamic, but it's a little awkward. But I'm watching it unfold. Then there's also Amir and Natasha down here on the end. Another couple I'm really interested in learning more about. Amir and Natasha. It seems Amir was married before Natasha and his wife passed away. And while he does seem like he's in love with Natasha and their family and the kids that they have, he is not over the passing of his wife, and he seems to still have an immense amount of love for his wife that passed away. I don't know how that's gonna play into their relationship, but I'm interested in watching it. He's a very humble, sweet, soft guy that has definitely been through something, so he does value the relationship with Natasha is how I feel. He values their kids. He definitely loves the family dynamic. Natasha is gorgeous. She's gorgeous. Yeah, I'm interested to see how it unfolds. It seems like in upcoming episodes on maybe even tonight's episode, if I recall correctly, they're starting to get into is he still grieving his wife that passed away? So it's an interesting dynamic. Jackson, I think that's his name. Is it Jackson? Yeah, he's like the single wild one, not ready to settle down. He's younger, but seems to have a crush on Gigi. Might be something cool for her to hump on when she need to, but he's not looking for nothing serious. I don't take him serious. And he just there doing whatever he want to do. He's not a big part of the story in my opinion. Then the last couple I don't like this couple. I'm not gonna say I don't like the couple. I don't like Sky. Sky and is it Bamshad? Bamshad? I don't know how to say his name. We're just gonna call him Bam. But they're down here at the end. Sky definitely. I think she's a jury maker, nose up in the air. She wants the life of Bel Air, Beverly Hills. She doesn't really want to be in the valley. Her and Gigi are bumping heads. Um, she thinks Gigi is crass, rude, not classy. And I can't say y'all, but I love Gigi. And I just don't like the energy that she brings. Very hostile towards, Bam, whatever. I don't know how to say his name. I apologize, but I'm gonna just call him Bam. She was mad with him. She had like a trunk show and she was like, "Oh, I'm having a jury trunk show. There's going to be 80 plus people there." I think it was like 10 people there. Um, and he forgot to order or have a bartender available at her trunk show. And it was like, girl, it's only 10 of y'all. Make these people some drinks and shut up. But she was like, I wanted a bartender. Like she just wants to live this lifestyle. Nothing wrong with that, but yeah, she kind of presents herself as being above everyone else in the group, and I'm not really feeling that. I actually thought it was hilarious in this last episode when she had the trunk show and Gigi whipped out a blunt and started smoking at her event. I was mortified but cackling because I don't know what the rules are, to be honest. I mean, I don't know. Weed is legal here in New Jersey. It's legal out there in California. I guess when you are at someone's house, you should ask if you could smoke, especially because she does have children. They weren't out there at the party, but I don't know. Y'all tell me. I'm interested in your thoughts on if you thought Gigi should have asked or what. I just couldn't believe she did it. I was floored by it, but also cackling like that's Gigi for you, honey. Like she whipped it out, took a couple pulls. Guess she thought we outside, we in the backyard. It's going, the air wind is going to take it away. I don't know, but honey, I definitely wouldn't have did it. But that's Gigi for you. She's a mess, and she's a good mess. She's real. She's raw. She's still letting her daddy take care of her, and wants a huge house, even though she don't want to pay for it. She has some businesses off the ground. Y'all know she had her own marijuana line. She had her own like was it like sex toy line type stuff going on, business that she was selling, but that business was with her estranged second ex-husband. And because they're going through their situation, the business has fell to the side. So she needs to get back on her hustle. Cause her daddy tired and he like, girl, your son can, my grandson can spend my money, but you can't no more. So she wants to live beyond her means off her daddy, but she's figuring out her hustle. But Gigi is just still the same. Like, ain't taking no mess from nobody. She is not feeling Sky right back, and it's just gonna come to a head. And I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm enjoying the Valley Persian style. New episode airs tonight. Sneak peek is on my page. Also Beverly Hills tonight. Sneak peek on my page of that as well. I gave you guys my thoughts on Beverly Hills earlier this week, but I'm hanging in there. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Salt Lake City, Love and Hip Hop Miami, and on the Valley Persian style. So I'm trying to continue and do 3 shows a week. So next show will be Saturday, 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All about love during lockup. Still 2 couples that we haven't met yet that one will debut in the next episode. I'll give you guys a sneak peek. A lot going on there. So make sure you set your alerts, guys. And again, please like this video, share this video, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Reality Recap 2876. Set your alerts over there so you don't miss the live or pre-recorded episodes when they are posted. Also, follow me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. What you see here at the bottom of the screen. Again, that's reality_recap for all the trending reality news and gossip. I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Again, I'll be back Saturday. And as I always say before I end my shows, reality TV stars and humans too. Let's not forget that. It's your girl V with Reality Recap. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening and stay warm. If you're somewhere cold like I am, stay warm. Peace.